are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. And how did we just meet right now? How did our paths cross?
I was just out on my walk, and you guys just asked me if I'd be happy to help do this interview.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm already. Let me mention it right now. I'm sensing an accent there.
Yeah.
Is that? Let me see if I can try to guess it. Okay. Is it London or is it Australian?
It's English.
English.
It's north
Okay.
of England.
North of England.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. All right. Yeah. And so, what are your thoughts? I mean, first of all, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about our feet, mental health, and I can't remember the third one.
Reflexology.
Reflexology.
Do you know anything about?
I don't know anything about reflexology.
Okay. And what about mental health? Do you have any like topics that maybe you research or anything like that? Or?
Yeah, I know a bit about mental health. I did psychology at college, and it's obviously like at the forefront of a lot of people's minds nowadays. And it's talked about a lot more, and so yeah, I know a bit about it.
Absolutely. And it's funny because so far the people that I've interviewed, a lot of them say that this is something that we all need to like, especially after the last year that we just had, a lot of people being locked away for some time. So yeah, it's definitely something that needs to be, I guess, approached. What are your thoughts on your feet?
You know what?
How do you feel about them?
I probably haven't really given my feet a lot of thought.
Okay.
They're very useful. I enjoy having them. I probably could look after them a bit more. I always try and make sure that I buy shoes that look after my feet. Being out here, I enjoy getting pedicures.
How often do you get pedicures?
Maybe like once every 3 months or something.
Once every 3 months?
Yeah.
Okay, so you feel like you could probably maybe up that a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Sounds good. And what would you think about a guy who gave you a compliment on your feet?
Yeah, I think that was nice.
Okay.
Would cross my mind that obviously a foot fetish is a thing.
Why would that be the first thing that comes to your mind?
That wouldn't necessarily. I think, oh, that's nice.
Okay.
But then, I don't know. You just associate feet with not really being sexy and a bit of a weird thing.
Okay. All right. And so how often do you wear like open-toed shoes, sandals, flip-flops?
Being here quite a lot. Probably like every other day at least. Back in England, never. It's cold.
Yeah, and I've actually been there. I was there last January, and you're right. Like it's a whole nother type of cold too.
Yeah.
I went from there to Amsterdam, and Amsterdam was a little bit colder. So yeah it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And so we talked about compliments. Who would you prefer to get a compliment more from, a guy or a woman?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably a woman, actually.
Okay. And why?
I would probably just feel like safer.
Okay.
It's obviously nice getting compliments, but then especially if I'm on my own as well, I just automatically be like, oh, that's nice, but then I'd be wary about being on my own.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I've talked to a couple ladies already, and the main thing that they mentioned was that when a compliment comes from a woman, it seems more sincere.
Yeah, definitely.
Like a lot of times when guys give compliments, it's like they're expecting something.
Yeah, something behind that. Exactly.
Ulterior motives, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And so real close while I have you on camera, can we see what your feet look like up close?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't have a pedicure.
It's not about that. It's not about that. Would you feel better here or on the sand?
I don't mind doing it here.
Okay. And you can leave the socks on for now.
Oh, okay.
We'll just get
These are my feet. I have
They look
quite
nice.
small feet.
They look like you have good symmetry. Like they go in alignment, big to small.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Okay.
Hot feet.
And then you can take the socks off. What size shoe do you wear?
Oh, I don't know my US size, but it'll be
Is that
6.5.
okay? And actually, can I get the shoes in the shot too? Like,
Yeah, of course.
There we go. And I'll actually here.
Now I wish I got a pedicure.
They actually look nice. You're rocking the Au Naturel.
I went to my chiropractor yesterday and I was very aware that I didn't have a pedicure.
You know what somebody told me? And then just leave your socks off for a minute. We're going to work on one other exercise. Somebody was telling me, have you ever heard of medical pedicures? Okay, so I was talking to a lady, and it's good because I'm glad that I'm able to share this information with all the ladies. A lot of the ladies only know about the cosmetic kind.
Yeah.
I talked with a lady on Sunday, and she told me, yeah, there's a medical pedicure that you can get. Apparently, there's a specialist who basically analyzes your feet from the toenails to like the alignment of your toes.
Okay.
They look at dead skin and all that stuff, and then they basically work on all those areas so that you don't have problems down the line.
Oh,
What do you think about that?
I think there's something for every part of your body nowadays,
Absolutely.
especially in LA.
Absolutely.
But you know, if it helps people and people enjoy it, then
Absolutely.
go for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so here's the mental health aspect that I wanted to talk to you about, right? So in terms of, actually, do you want to sit up here just so that it, I don't want your feet to get dirty. You're on the ground. Here's the mental health aspect, right? So have you ever heard of DBT? No. It's called dialectical behavioral therapy.
Okay.
And basically what it is a study of, let's say you have a fear of approaching strangers, or you like suffer anxiety anytime like you meet new people.
Yeah.
For me, it's a fear of drowning. I almost drowned as a kid, and so like being submerged into like large bodies of water like freaks me out.
I'm not good with water.
Yeah, it freaks me out. So basically what this study shows is that if you constantly put yourself in that uncomfortable situation that maybe that you tend to like back away from and shy away from, constantly put yourself in that situation, and when you're in that situation, to try to cope with that uncomfortable urge, and to basically do a self-assessment and ask yourself, is there a threat to my life or to my safety? And if there's not, like if there's nothing that you can come up with in your mind, that you should proceed, because you may be preventing yourself from experiencing a pleasurable event or a good moment.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think it's good if you're obviously willing to go and do that. I think it takes quite a big step to be able to get to that point, to be able to put yourself in that situation if you're obviously that terrified of it.
Absolutely.
I think facing your fears is like a massive achievement, regardless of whether you come out of it not being fearful of it at all, or if you just give it a shot and it's not for you.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Good. And do you have a therapist, or? Well, you said you study psychology, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did, and it's something that really interests me, and I read quite a lot of books. There's a really good book I've just read recently on called You Should Talk to Someone, and it's about a therapist in LA and like real life stories, and I just find it fascinating.
Sweet. And this is something actually during my I did an interview earlier today. Like I said, I did 2 other interviews today, and one lady I talked to, actually she is a therapist, and she said something that I should do to incorporate into my videos is ask, what is something that you wish that you could share with people that like maybe you don't feel comfortable like talking to people about? You don't have to get too personal, but just something maybe like you might have a fear of something and maybe you don't talk to people about that.
I would say that since I've become, so I'm 29 now, and I would say maybe since like my mid-20s, I've become a lot more anxious.
Okay.
Which isn't necessarily, there's no particular reason for it, but I've also found that a lot of my friends that are my age, they also struggle with anxiety a lot more. Now, whether that's an age thing or whether that's a factor of people are talking about it a lot more, people are identifying with it a lot more, or whether that's just because there are a lot more things to be anxious about nowadays. I don't know. I think it's a factor of a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But it's good that people are talking about it.
Absolutely. And I think that, like you said, it's a combination of things. Like it could be age, because, and I was just talking to my brother-in-law about this the other day. When we're younger, we have like no worries. Like, and like the biggest thing that you worry about is like, I want to hurry up and get like older so I could do this and that. But you don't realize like how much actual freedom that you have, because you're able to just, be free. Like, I don't have to worry about bills. I don't have to worry about.
I worry about everything.
Yeah,
now.
we worry about everything. We worry about like, man, do I have enough gas in my car?
Have I locked the car? Everything, all the time.
Absolutely. And so it's like, it's a whole nother sense of awareness, and you step into a whole nother world once you get older. So that's actually a good point. So like, getting to the last point, reflexology. What do you know about
Literally
that?
nothing.
Literally nothing?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the study of like various points that we have in our hands and our feet that correlate to other parts of our body. So basically applying pressure like through massages and things of that nature. Even acupuncturists, like when you go, like they put all those like little points into like different pressure points. It's designed to basically relieve stress and tension in other areas. All right. So with that being said, what are your thoughts on that?
Funnily enough, actually, somebody recently recommended acupuncture to me just because I've had a back injury for the past couple
Oh,
of
wow.
months. So I am contemplating doing it, and I've heard a lot of positive things about it.
Yeah.
And I've only recently started doing chiropractor as well, and that's really benefiting. But yeah, I mean, it seems like a lot of people do benefit a lot from it.
Okay.
And it helps with, I think it helps with, yeah, as you say, stress and mental health as well as like physical pain as well.
Facts.
So
Facts. And so, with that being said, how ticklish are you?
I'm really ticklish.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10?
Like an 8.5.
Like an 8.5?
Yeah.
Do you mind if we test it out?
Yeah.
I'll check you. Okay. How about you put yourself back that way and lay your feet out this way, and we'll do a little tickle test to see how that goes. All right. All right. Let's do right foot first. Okay. I'm gonna count down to 3. 1, 2, 3. And is it more here?
It's
here?
like it's in the arch of my foot.
So right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's try this one, and I want you to tell me which one is more, because usually one is more ticklish than the other one. Okay. 1, 2, 3. It's this one. I can just tell by your movements. Okay, let's do it one more time. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. And yeah, it's this one.
Yeah,
this one not too much. This one like right in the arch here. You're pretty bad there. Scale of 1 to 10 for the right one. What is it?
That one's probably not too bad. That's probably like a 5.
A 5. Okay, and then left foot.
Like an 8.
An 8? Oh wow, that's crazy. That's
It's
crazy.
just weird. I don't know why.
Yeah, exactly. So wrapping up, how did you think my approach to you was as you were passing by?
Very friendly, very welcoming. Made me feel really comfortable.
Okay. And in terms of the interview, what are your thoughts on it? Like, did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. I'm like all for. I don't really do it very often, but I am kind of all for like meeting new people, talking to people just about totally random stuff. My husband isn't really. He's very British and like likes to keep his head down, whereas I'm much more of a social butterfly. So. And
here's the thing, like I'm not a social butterfly, and a lot of people keep telling me they're like, you wouldn't like guess that. Here's the thing, I'm trying to like open myself up more to that, and so I started doing this. This is another reason why I'm doing this, is to like kind of open myself up to that part, because I feel like maybe I am missing out on a lot of friendships that I could possibly have with people because I'm not doing that. So what are your thoughts in terms of, like, do you think I need any refinements to my interview? Is there anything I can add to it to make it better?
I would be intrigued to know, I don't know if you can say this beforehand, but afterwards, I don't know, you might do this, but what the purpose is behind it all. I'm quite intrigued to know where it's going.
Okay.
And what platform it's going to be on and how I can see it.
Oh, so this is going to go on YouTube. I do post like a few pictures, like to like let people know on my Instagram, like about the YouTube video. So I'm like cross promoting, but it's going to go on YouTube, and basically it's designed to have like these type of conversations about uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
So attach it back to the mental health, and then I'm trying to like inform people about the reflexology portion of it as well. So that's what it's designed to do. So yeah, you're right. Maybe I should try to like delve into that a little bit more early on. All right. Do you mind if I get a couple more shots of your feet once the interview's over?
Of course you can.
All right. Thank you so much for the interview, and you have a great day. Okay.